Hi everyone. I'm popping on live to make a video about meal planning. So if you are watching this from my email series, welcome. If you're watching this on Facebook Live later, feel free to DM me or comment if you want to be added to the email series. But I'm working on a whole big step-by-step plan to share with people about how I meal plan and just tweak it for what works for you. And if you have any ideas and you want to comment or reply or anything like that, that would be awesome. So I think my meal planning system, basically I'm just going to show you the whole thing here, which is why I'm doing this video live, because it's the easiest way to be able to show you things. So yeah, anyway, I think my meal planning system works for us for 4 reasons. First of all, I meal plan monthly, not weekly. I've tried weekly, I've tried monthly. I think monthly is a lot faster and easier and more efficient. And I have kind of a setup that I think if you're a weekly meal planner and you hate it, you might like monthly. Number 2, I meal plan around our calendar. And so that just makes having my family calendar, I keep it on my phone. Maybe it's your planner. Planning around that, it makes life easier because I plan meals according to what we have going on. I'm sure some of you do that too. And then I have a recipe binder, which I'm going to take you through. It sounds really daunting and crazy, but it's actually really easy to set up. It could take you as little as 5 minutes or as many as 30, but it's not a big project to set up. It's super simple. And then, fourthly, this works. Why does this work? Oh, because I grocery shop online. If you are not online grocery shopping, you should be. Unless you love grocery shopping in a store, then you should do that. But I'm going to put up a post about how I do online groceries if you're not doing that yet, and maybe it will help you try. So I wanted to show you really quick. I have this calendar. It'll be free for you to download and print off, but you can see it is for a month. And I fill in the dates on our calendar here, and I put dinners in those boxes. And then over here is where I put breakfast and lunch and snacks. So at the beginning of the month, I sit down and I look at my family calendar, and I'm going to show you this process right now. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. And I just have, here's from September. I feel it's so crazy. It's like chicken scratch, and I just keep it on my fridge and update as needed. But I filled in all the dates, and then I just started to make notes. Like, here's tonight. My husband is working late a couple nights this week, so that affects, we're just going to have leftovers and order a pizza. On Thursdays, we have City Group, which is a bunch of people come over to my house, and we kind of do like potluck. We do pizza with friends some nights. We do date night, game up here, football game, family dinner. So whatever we have going on, the first thing I do is just date my calendar for the month and write down on my meal plan calendar what we have going on. And that helps me because then when I go to make my meal plan for the month, I'm like, wow, the last week of the month we have 3 late nights for my husband and pizza with friends. We barely need any meals, I think I'm going to double and freeze. I'm going to make some chili at the beginning of the month, freeze it, and be able to pull it out of the freezer later. So by getting a snapshot of our month, I feel like it just makes meal planning a lot faster. Okay, my little guy is starting to let me know he's awake in his crib. So he had a late nap. So I'm just going to try to get this done as fast as I can. The second thing I do after I date my calendar is, again, the post will explain all this, but I plan dinners for the month, and then I do breakfast and lunch for the week when I'm making my grocery list. So I'm going to go through that right now. What I suggest people do is to create yourself a cheat sheet. And maybe you already have this in your head, which is actually kind of what I do, so I don't really need it. But a cheat sheet is like a list of all the meals your family likes. And maybe you do it by category, divide your paper into sections and put 10-minute meals, kids only, crock pot, oven, grill, whatever. But you're basically making a list of everything your family likes. So that when you sit down to meal plan for a month, you're not like, oh my gosh, what should we have? I don't know. Did I make tacos? I think so. Just who cares if you eat the same thing several times, right? So you're going to make your list. And again, I just want to be able to show you this, which is why I'm doing this on live. But if I were making my family's cheat sheet list, I would be like, okay, what do my kids love? Grilled cheese and tomato soup. They love, let's see, I'm going to make a separate category over here for soups. We love chili, chicken and rice soup, vegetable beef. I do like a homemade chicken noodle pseudo homemade thing. They like, sorry, this is not like focused well. Taco soup. Actually, this isn't focused at all, so I'm going to stop doing this. But you get the idea. I'm going to sit here and maybe you want to do it on your computer or whatever on an app. But you just want to spot where all of your favorite go-to family meals are in one spot. Sorry, I'm trying to fix my camera. Okay, then this is the problem with doing live videos. Okay, got it. Okay, so after you make your cheat sheet, you're going to make your recipe binder. All you need for your recipe binder is a binder, some page protectors, some Post-it notes, or some Post-it tab labels, and your cheat sheet and my meal plan calendar. And what I do is I keep, so here's the front of my binder. It's like a binder from Walmart, super basic, 1.5 to 2 inches, maybe 1 if you don't have a lot of recipes. Okay, you want to print off a bunch of my meal plan calendar and put them in the back. And then in the front is where recipes that you want to try or are going to cook or haven't filed or whatever, that's where these go. So these are like recipes to try or recipes to cook. Calendar, blank calendars in the back. So every month we already have it ready to go. No excuses, no out of paper, out of ink, can't find the file, don't have a calendar, whatever. Just print out a bunch at once and then you'll have them. And then on the inside of your binder, you're going to use page protectors and use 1 page protector per recipe. So I'm going to outline this in my post, but I really feel like people prefer to cook from paper. I've tried to ask a lot of people this, and maybe you're different. Maybe you love cooking on your phone or your tablet or whatever. Great. Then your binder will be really simple. Maybe for you it's more of like a digital folder. But in general, when I ask people, they feel like they can never find the recipe, and then they pull it up, or they splash sauce on their iPad, or their phone like auto shuts off, and then they go to turn it back on. And then like you were listening to a podcast, and so now you have to find the recipe again, and you think it was on Pinterest, and you clicked it, but there's like all these video ads on the food blog. And I just feel like as convenient as it is to be able to look up a recipe on your phone, it's actually a lot easier and faster to cook if you have the paper. So what I do is when I meal plan, I fill in everything that I'm going to eat for the month. And then if I don't already have a recipe printed out, like Mom's chili is already in my binder. So when I write chili, I just write it. But like a couple times a month, I usually look for a new recipe to try, or I'm like, oh, we really want to try like a beef and broccoli. Or I like figured out how to make Indian tikka masala from home. So I was like looking for a tikka masala recipe, and then when I found one I liked, I printed it out. So when I wrote tikka masala on my meal plan calendar, I printed it out right away and tucked it in the front of my binder. And it's actually like in here because I haven't filed it yet, but it was amazing. And so I only file recipes in my binder that we love. So your binder doesn't get clouded. And that's why this could take you 5 minutes to set up, is that you can just get the binder, get the page protectors, get the labels, get my calendar, and then don't put any recipes in your binder until you start making them. And as you make them, print them out. If you love them, add them to your binder, if that makes sense, I hope. Mine is divided into like categories, so it's not like a cookbook. My binder divisions are breakfast, main dishes, sauces and marinades, soups, sides, desserts, slow cooker, and everything else, like snacks, appetizers, random stuff. The kids bring home recipes from preschool that are kind of cute, so I keep those. So yeah, that's what works for me. I alphabetize behind the tabs because there's not that many recipes. So breakfast is like Amish breakfast casserole, banana chocolate chip coffee cake, cinnamon rolls, sour cream coffee cake, regular pancakes, Swedish pancakes, wine and cheese overnight omelet. That's all I have in my breakfast. So it's really like just our go-to recipes for breakfast that I make all the time. And I kind of know what they're called and they're in here, and it's just really simple. So that's how you make your recipe binder. Again, this is all going to be in a post. So if you want to like go back through and look at the post, then you can. But I know sometimes the big picture is easier for people on video. So that's why I want to share this with you. A couple thoughts. I like to have 2 different Pinterest boards. I have a Pinterest board for recipe ideas, and then I have a Pinterest board for recipes we like. And in general, I just print them off and put them in my binder if we really like them. But I used to not print them off. I used to keep them all on Pinterest. So if you're like a digital person, then maybe you want a separate board so you don't have to sift through 1,000 recipes every time or try to remember like what website did you see it on. You could be making your meal plan for the month and be like, okay, everything I'm going to make, I'm going to pin to this board. You could even make a new board like October meals and then just put all your pins there. So anything you can do to put everything in one spot will make meal planning a lot faster. Okay, the next thing I want to show you is that for the month, you can do like a pattern or a repeating thing of sorts. So like in August, I was just over meal planning. Like we were outside all the time. I didn't really care. I was kind of wanted a break. And so I literally was just like, you know what? Thursdays we have our city group over, so I did crock pots. And then Mondays we grilled. Tuesdays I did some version of tacos. Wednesdays I did some version of Asian food. Thursdays was our city group. Fridays we ordered pizza, and Saturdays we ate leftovers. And Sundays we like either eat at my in-laws or we scrounge out of the fridge or the pantry or whatever, like cereal. I just don't really cook on Sundays. So, and then once I had decided on that plan, I was like, okay, Mondays, what did I say? Grilling. So I just wrote chicken, pork, chicken, pork. Tuesdays, tacos. I did chicken tacos, beef tacos, taco bowls. That's like a burrito bowl. And then chicken tacos again. Wednesdays, I did I have a 15-minute beef and broccoli, and then I did pad thai, and then I did beef and broccoli, and then I did pad thai again. I just basically did every other. And we had people over a couple times, and I just tripled the recipe, and it was fine. So there's a lot of ways to make this meal planning for the month really fast. And then the other way to do it is to create a 2-week meal plan and then repeat it. And one time I asked someone about meal planning, and I posted it on Instagram, and she responded she has a monthly meal plan she makes every month. She makes the same 25 meals every single month, and it works for them. So, there's lots of ways, and I just feel like it's a little easier and faster to do it from a month zoomed out than a week, because the other thing is there's this thing in productivity and whatever called batching, where you acknowledge that in order to start doing something, there's a startup cost. So in order to meal plan for your week, you have to think about recipes, think about your calendar, grab some sort of notepad, check your fridge, check your pantry, think through what you want to eat, come up with ideas. You have some setup cost in sitting down to meal plan. Unless you're a really super simple lasagna, takeout, soup, burgers, leftovers. You can meal plan like that pretty fast. But if you're trying to think through we do lunches, I have 4 kids, we can't really just get by with cereal every day anymore. And so I just really have to think about how much food we're going to have and plan accordingly. And so doing that all in one sitting, I probably meal plan for a month in under an hour now with this system. So by meal planning monthly instead of weekly, you eliminate the startup cost by kind of batching the process. And yeah, I just think over time it saves time. So what I do every week is I spend about 15 minutes. I stand in my kitchen. I look at my meal plan. I stand kind of by my fridge and my pantry and my freezer, and I just make a grocery list. I see what I have and what I don't have and add those things to a list. And then I plug them into Walmart Grocery and choose a time and go pick it up. Or have my babysitter pick it up. That's my newest thing, and it's awesome. So when you are weekly or when you're monthly meal planning, what I do is I'm going to show you, but for the week, I just kind of, we do like really simple breakfast and lunch. So I just jot down a couple ideas or I jot down what we already have on hand and that's what we do. So like, I'll just show you the one I had from September. Like my ideas here were meat and cheese, chicken nuggets, mac and cheese, chicken salad. And then some of that I buy in bulk and it lasts. So then the only thing I added for the second week was pigs in a blanket. And then the only thing I added for here was like my own. I wanted to do Cobb salad meal prep. And I grabbed the kids like peanut butter tacos, like peanut butter on tortillas instead of bread. So just as I'm thinking through our week, if we're kind of out of lunch food, I'll just write down a couple things and add them to my list. And same with breakfast. So I'm not sure. Sorry, my phone is like getting, I don't know how to get rid of my notifications on my phone. Anyway, I would suggest planning dinners for the month, breakfast and lunches for the weeks right when you're making your grocery list and then plug it in online. Like I said, I use Walmart grocery. I do run to Costco once or twice a month and kind of buy things in bulk that are on sale and are favorites there that I know are cheaper. But if you are like just getting started with meal planning or online grocery shopping or anything, like I would simplify. Buy it all at Walmart, online. Don't worry about coupons or loss leaders or trying to catch deals. Just order your groceries. Over time, you will save so much time and money doing your groceries online. So we've kind of tried all the different things, and I feel like that's the easiest, again, unless you love grocery shopping. A couple things people want to know about ordering online. I don't have a problem with the produce. Anytime the produce has been bad, which like can happen to me if I don't notice too when I'm picking produce, I just go in the app, I message them, I contact them and say, hey, my spinach is slimy, can I get a refund? And they instantly are like, within an hour, yes, absolutely no problem, I refunded it. And sometimes they even give you a credit if they make a mistake, like a $10 gift card for next time. So I just haven't really had a problem with the produce. There's some weird things like trying to figure out quantities and how you order and making sure, like one time I tried to order a sauce and I wanted like the big size and it was a really tiny size and I just didn't notice. But in general, a lot of that, just doesn't matter. So you kind of figure it out as you go. You can mark your favorites and then just like zip through your favorites and add all of them to your cart. So I think that's mostly what I wanted to share with you. If you have questions, please email or message me. Again, like I said, this video is kind of mostly for my email people. So I just wanted to have it in one spot where I could point people to. And yeah, I hope it helps you. Good luck with your meal planning. Message me if you want the emails with like all my printables to get you started. And good luck.